everyone here use Marco Polo? Does anyone not use it? Did everyone use it before DTLC? No, a couple of you were new to it. Who started like way long ago? I want to know who's been on it the longest. It launched in 2016. Do you guys remember when you joined? This is just for fun. Awesome. Yeah, I think it really took off during COVID. Right? Anyway, I tried to find the exact number, but I couldn't, of users for Marco Polo, but it's millions of users. And they have a new feature called Sharecast. And let me just grab my screen real quick. Come on. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a new computer and it's wanting me to like, really? Darn it. Okay. I'm so sorry. I didn't know this would happen just since it's not sharing, right? Guys. Okay. Is it sharing now?
There it is. Yay.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry for being patient. Thank you for being patient. I haven't done that yet on this laptop, and it wanted me to update like system preferences and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anyway, here we are. We'll do that later. Okay. This is cute. You guys are going to love this because it's our very own Karina. Can everyone see this video?
So the name of the Sharecast is called Field Trip to Paris, and I invited my entire Design Speed program to come to this Sharecast. Hello, Design Speed. Today we are going to the Musée d'Orsay. It was really casual, and I got to talk about design in a real world experience. I wanted a secret, private experience for Design and Suite members. So for me, the Sharecast on Marco Polo was huge. It was a game changer. My field trip to Paris Sharecast had 53 people in it. Maybe I couldn't take them all to Paris with me, but I was able to let them experience as much of it as I possibly could in like a real way. I could give them this powerful experience, this inspirational experience, but like furthermore, like even for me, I felt this closeness to my members that just felt really good.
Okay, isn't that cute? We're gonna watch one more.
I'm an active duty flight nurse for the Air Force, and I knew that I was going to be deploying soon. I sent polos from everywhere, the inside of my dorm, all around the base, on airplanes. So I think initially my Sharecast group started at about 20 members, and it was all family. And then I thought, I got some close friends that are basically family. I knew that I could share things on here that I would not normally share on any of the other larger social networks, just because I felt it was a little bit more private, vetted place for me to share my friends and family, especially the ones who are non-military or unfamiliar with the military. I helped them connect to my life and understand what we do. And I think at the end of the day, everyone just wants to kind of be heard and validated. That's what we all want.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. I'm gonna pause this for a minute and we'll talk. So Sharecast is a new feature. I'm just gonna try to explain it. It is like unto a regular back and forth, but my message goes to many, many, many people, up to 2,000 people, and they cannot see who is there. I hope if you have a frame point or a frame of reference of Marco Polo, this should make sense to you. If anyone is confused, please say so. Here, I'll try to have my eye on the chat. In a group, you know, everyone sees each other's messages. In the Sharecast, they don't see anyone else that's in the Sharecast. They don't know who's following it. I could have 3 followers and they won't know, which I think is kind of nice. Sorry, I have some notes and I'm kind of going out of order. Just to start first, when I first went to the retreat, and we talked about where do you want to play, right? Like, is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? And first thing I thought was Marco Polo. Like, that's where I want to be. I wasn't on Instagram before my husband passed away. I used Instagram to contact all of his friends and family that I knew I would have a harder time contacting, sending out that information about when is the funeral and when is this and when is that. And it kind of just went from there. But that Instagram is not my home. I haven't been on there a long time. I feel like Marco Polo is my home. It's like where I want to be. And I think a lot of women feel that way. We're actively trying to limit our time on Instagram or Facebook, on social media. We see so much that we don't want to see. We see so many ads, a lot of content that just comes at you that's just garbage. But Marco Polo, I feel great spending my time on there. I know exactly what I'm going to get. I know who I'm talking to. It's where I want to spend time. And I don't feel like, oh, I was on Marco Polo way too much today. Although sometimes that does happen, right? But I think for women who are actively trying to limit their time on these social media apps, it can be nice to have a way to reach them through Marco Polo. And in some ways, it's almost like their inbox, their email inbox, but it's their Marco Polo inbox. You know, if you log on to Instagram and you follow, you know, I don't know, 500 people, maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. What are the odds that you're going to see content from someone that you actually really care about? You might totally, you know, we miss people's posts and stories all the time just because Instagram is just kind of chaotic. But I'm never going to miss a polo ever. Like, it goes straight to my thing, my inbox. I think this is a really great way to connect with your audience. It's a next step, right? They've found you on Instagram, and now if they're going to follow your Sharecast, they're indicating to you, I'm interested in more. And here, maybe I will share my screen again and show you. Okay, this is my Marco Polo. Blah, blah, blah. It looks different online. You are on the computer. You can do Marco Polo on the computer. Did you guys know that? So here is my Sharecast, what it looks like. I have a little welcome message. And then I have some of these videos. I have made more videos, but I've deleted them because I want it to just stay kind of fresh and current, not this whole anthology of like many, many, many videos. If I go up here, I can see all the participants. They cannot see each other, which is a feature that I like. They can respond to me in 30-second clip videos. And if I go down here, I have a new message. It shows me my activity, like who has joined and who's viewed it. And, you know, people are giving hearts and private message. I thought I had one. I thought I had a new one. It's not showing because I've already viewed this one. Anyway, but it's nice to see just a 30-second reply and not like, I don't know, a really, really long polo. You know how sometimes someone polos you back and it is like, oh boy, I didn't know I was going to get into this really, really long conversation with somebody. This is very weird for me because I can see myself 2 times. Let me check how I'm doing. I'm trying to keep this short and sweet. Does anyone have any questions at this point? Let me stop sharing. Tina.
So how did you get those people? Like I have been brainstorming for a while how I could possibly talk to someone who's in the middle of a difficult relationship privately. Maybe they see my stuff on Instagram and they're even
A
too scared to
specific
like it.
person or your audience avatar?
Audience avatar.
Okay, so you're speaking to those women, to that people.
Yeah. Because I can see where this would be very beneficial for someone who doesn't even want to admit that they know me simply because of the
Yeah.
content I share.
Yes. No, I completely agree with you. That's fantastic. Yeah, you could share it privately or they could click your link and join. Also, they don't have to have Marco Polo to view your Sharecast. That's another feature. They don't have
So
to
your
have.
Sharecast is on your Instagram bio or whatever?
There's a link. There's a link to it. Yes. But if they do not have the Marco Polo app, they can view it in a web browser. They will not be able to respond to you. So going to the responding, I want to make sure I kind of cover what I wanted to talk about. How this is a way to nurture your audience. You're actually developing a relationship with them and you're giving them access to you, and they're able to respond, not just a comment, but like a video. And now we have like a relationship, which I think is really important to, I've got 100 whatever followers on the Sharecast. I might have 3,000, which is not very many, whatever, 3,000 followers on Instagram, but I have 100 on my Sharecast, and I can see who's watching, who just watched my 25-minute video. And I'm like, oh, these, I can see who has, and these women, like, they're going to buy from me in the future when I have something to offer them to buy.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Lindsay. So you're whoever is the owner of the Sharecast, they're the only ones that are speaking, right? Like,
correct.
Like, so it's like you're giving like little tidbits of whatever. Like I've listened to some of yours, so I've seen kind of how you're doing it. So it's just a way to just kind of really share your message and insights and whatever it is that you resonate with.
Yes, if you wanted to collaborate with someone, you would just need to, something that's nice is you can record a video and then upload it. You know how you can do that instead of live Marco Poloing? That is an option. So if someone else, like if you wanted a guest to share, they would record their video and then you would upload their video. Amber, did you have something?
Yeah, sorry. I have Lucas Spider playing. I lost my train of thought. Give me a second. So you said that they can then respond to you, but then if you wanted to like respond back to them, would you have to do it in a separate polo to that person, or could you like? Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yes, it will connect you, and that is something I'm kind of hoping they'll tweak. If you respond to them, you can like thumbs up, you can heart their message, which is nice, and they'll see that you liked their message.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it will open a new thread that's you guys, and then they could
like
respond.
A chat between the two of us. Okay. And
Please.
then for someone, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
For someone like me who is more of like the lifestyle influencer, where I do put like my whole life on social media, like how would that be more beneficial to switch? Like, why would I switch over to Sharecast or do a Sharecast on top of it?
That's a good question. And it's just, it might not be a fit for everyone, and it might be more useful for different, there's so many applications that you could use this in. Whether you're doing group coaching or I don't know exactly. And I wanted to do, like, if we had time, a little brainstorming session with you guys of like, I would love to see it. Sometimes it's easier for someone else to tell you like, okay, I want to see Susie in the kitchen cooking, and I want to see the behind the scenes at Studio 5 and like take us with you, take us on your journey with you. So, one thing I don't like, that's my timer. I'm out of time. I don't know. Does anyone have a thought on that for Amber? Of would there be a benefit to sharing, or did something come to mind?
Well, I was thinking like it does nurture more of a relationship. I could go a little like deeper than what I do on my social media because I do have a little bit of a larger following.
Yeah.
So it could be more like nurturing with those deeper relationships. But I honestly am like I'm a very open book on my social media. So people get like I think I would post the same thing here as I do there. So I'm just trying to think of like my own following, like what would there be and what would their incentive be to follow, to switch over. But I see why it would work for other people who are not as personal on their page. Like you said, like Susie's behind the kitchen scene. So
I have
I had a
which is that you're gonna have a little bit of protection from I have not experienced this dramatically, but you're going to have a little bit of protection from haters, if you will. Right? Like I am not worried that I'm going to say something and it's going to go viral on Instagram. And then I'm finding myself in a situation where I have people hating on me in the comments and criticizing my parenting and criticizing my choices and whatnot. So that feels good to me personally that they don't have, I mean, I know you can like close comments on Instagram and stuff like that. Instagram stories. Okay. So Ingrid's talking about Instagram stories and stories. Oh, I thought maybe live. Yeah, that's true. It's like an Instagram stories in a way, but it doesn't disappear.
So Lindsay, it kind of seems like it could be an interim step for people who are wanting to do group coaching or things like that, that when you're doing this Sharecast, you'd want to offer a little something more or something different. So I love that Amber mentioned, like, she's such an open book. If she wanted to do something like this, it would be more of, I've got this workbook and I wanted to share a tip from that or something like that, that would springboard them wanting to do group coaching or something like that. Or if Amber didn't want to do group coaching, the Sharecast would be more of that. And then when she had an event or she had something else she wanted to share, she has that core group, the core fans.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And you can have multiple Sharecasts for different topics. So you could have a Sharecast that's I'm just talking about my relationship with my son, my parenting of a child with autism, or a Sharecast that is just, it can be anything, right? Like, and you label it. And if you're interested in following this aspect, come here. And if, or like, I'm going to share my every morning, I'm going to read my scriptures and I'm going to share what I learned. I'm just going to give a 5-minute, this was my takeaway from my scripture study this morning. And, you could really have unlimited number of different Sharecasts on different topics or for different groups of people. And you can invite differently. You can invite via link, but like you can make it just open where anyone can join, or it can be exclusive where not just anyone can join. Does anyone else have any ideas?
So, Lindsay,
yeah.
Just a quick question. So Susie had asked, can that turn into subscription? Because if someone's putting time and energy into building a following here, right? Where can they be led? Where it sounds like it would be almost like a Instagram to here to the thing that you want to lead.
It could, or this could be the platform that you use for your thing. I'm going to do a 6-week coaching, and this is my platform. You're in my group. You're a cohort, even though they wouldn't know each other. You might have a group. So the women in your cohort could talk to each other for support, but then you also have a Sharecast. So that's where you're presenting. Like, I'm going to present my thing, and then I'm going to say, hey, your homework is to respond to me with this or whatever. And then we also have a group where the women can talk to each other. I mean, I'm just brainstorming here. And that could be a subscription, like pay to join, just because we host it on Marco Polo, just like this is being hosted on Zoom. Something is being hosted on, YouTube or wherever. it's a hosting platform where you can send out one message to many people, but not just with some different tweaks from Instagram. And like Instagram lives make me nervous, and I feel kind of self-conscious. I mean, I haven't really done any, but I watched a friend's the other day, and she had 2 people on the whole time, and it just like hurt. Like, I don't know, there's a little bit of feeling self-conscious. Also, I love that with Marco Polo, they can stop and come out, and it's going to save their spot, and they can come back and finish it, right? Where like an Instagram live, if it's 25 minutes long and I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, I got to go help my kid, and then it's gone because I closed out my phone, and do I start over? Or so it keeps your space. It puts you right in their inbox.
I love
you can watch them on double time. So that's
I
helpful.
love that.
Your followers are like, they're like, oh, I love what she has to say. Cool. I can watch it twice as fast. Awesome. Which I know in podcasting, you can do that, but, okay. Does anyone have any other ideas or questions? Stacy?
On the Sharecast, because I didn't know that existed. That's, if I understand that right, that's only you, it's you. It's just you. It's not, because I'm on Marco Polo with my daughters. And so we'll listen to one daughter and then someone will respond. So it's not that long stream, right? It's just you.
Just you.
Okay. And then you also mentioned at the very beginning, if you want to take things down, you can delete those and put fresh ones up. Like you said, do a 6-week course, right? So you can delete those.
Yeah. Or
If
like,
you wanted to.
I just kind of want it to feel fresh, and I don't want someone to join it and feel like, oh my gosh, there's 10, 20, 30 things. Yeah. Like, I know realistically, they're not going to go back in the archives. So I can save that video. I can download it and then delete it, so that when they're coming in, maybe there's like 3 or 4 or even less, like 3 videos. And so they feel like they're coming into the moment of like, this is what I'm talking about today. This is what I'm feeling today. And another thing with that is that you're getting a lot of great video footage. Whatever you're videoing, whether you're showing your surroundings and you're like, hey, here I am behind the scenes, I'm about to speak with NSA, like, or what am I doing today? Melissa, I'm on campus, walking across campus, hustling my butt, getting my 1,000,000 steps in, like you're showing your world or whatever it is, but you're also getting video footage that you can reuse on Instagram.
Okay, that's awesome. And I was just going to say, like, Amber, if it's something like you have a big following, and if you don't want to open up like more time of conversation, then, keep it, you can just keep sending it out.
And I did fail to mention, I'm so sorry, I'm going to cut you off for a second. No, I failed to mention, you can turn off the respond feature so that they can't respond to you. They can still heart it and like it and prayer hands, but if you want to, you can close that so that it's not an option to reply to you with a video.
Yeah. I like that. And I've used it, for over the years, but just with my family and my friends. But the one thing that I really like, and I like it in here, is you get to see the real us, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And sometimes that's a real vulnerable thing, but in a little even more condensed place, like more, but then like Amber, they would really, if you wanted to share, even talking, but maybe you already do lives and that kind of stuff, and it's no big deal. But so people like that. They like to see kind of the real you. But anyway, yeah, I like this. This is so exciting. I'm actually so excited about this little feature that is here. So,
and I think it feels exclusive. Like in those videos, it said it's a private, exclusive experience where you feel like it's just you and them. And it's not like, oh, I don't know. I hope that it comes across that they can feel that you care about them and that you're not, as a follower, that you're not just one of, thousands and they don't care about you. I think there's more genuine connection there. And another little thought I had was you can post an image, right? So if you wanted to create an image in Canva that's a flyer for something, you can pop that in there instead of a video. So the same way, I'm not like, in a way it could sort of not replace, but supplement like a newsletter or an email, right? Where I'm wanting to send them an email telling them about, I'm going to be speaking at this event. If you're local, come see me. But you're worried they're not going to watch your video. We just want to see a quick information. You can just do text. Like it's like normal Marco Polo. So you could just do text the way we do like notes in Marco Polo, or you could create an image that says, a picture of where you're going to be. So I'm grateful County let me come and share about, I just think it's a really cool tool, and I think it's going to get bigger. And I know that Marco Polo is promoting it. So I think, it might be fun to get using this platform now. I would love to see any of you start a Sharecast, and I would follow you. And like my mom, she's on a cancer journey and she doesn't post about it. It's not a thing she publicizes, but if she created a Sharecast and shared that with all her friends and family, and like, then it would go from there of sharing, okay, here I am and this and that. And I don't know, I think it's just a really cool way to do a lot of things, whether it's sharing your life or doing coaching, or just think of all the ways you can apply it. And if anyone is wanting to know or is wanting to use it, I would be happy to talk with you, and like we can just brainstorm and think of application ways that you can incorporate it into your business or your message.
Love. Can we give her some love? Oh my gosh, what a great tool. And I love that you're using it and using it so effectively. So, so good. Ladies, hopefully you got some good stuff. Man, it's already been so juicy. This is awesome.